Okay, welcome. We're going to be making an intro dungeon. One we've been working on for the past 10 streams. I have realized that I've put about 18 hours, and we're going at the end of this stream probably going to have put about 20 hours into this document. That's kind of wild. 20 hours to produce this. Yeah. Last time we cooked up chapter 1. Should be in a not presentable, but it should be in a playable spot. And now we're going to be doing chapter 2. And chapter 2 is missing a lot. And we need to... What I'm thinking is have 3 side quests for the party to go on. And then we say, okay, if the party does at least 2 of them, we give them credit. And they can do the 3rd one if they want, but... You know, if they want to skip, that's totally expected. And we've got this mini dungeon. We've got a skill challenge to cook up. And then I need to do one more thing. Now, as a if I don't come up with an idea in the next 10 minutes, one thing we can do is the bandit fight in chapter 1 that we don't really expect the party to win. Well, the party's now level 2 in chapter 2, so this is more of a fair fight. We ask them, side quest, go take care of those bandits if you haven't taken care of them already. And if you have taken care of them, alright. Cool. Puzzle minigame, side dungeon, doing things in the wilderness. Bandits are in the wilderness. Building stuff, maybe. We could have them go fix a bridge. A broken bridge. That seems a little silly. I think taking out bandits is more D&D than building a bridge. But that's just me. So we need to establish the village proper. The party's introduced to the inn. There's an innkeeper named Jandar. Sweet next day box text. We're not doing box text right now. We'll put that off. Introduce the villagers. Describe the village. Party has an opportunity to decide what to do. So the village consists of a bunch of NPCs that we've made. We have a traveling merchant, a village elder, a wild speaker, a shopkeep, a miller, baker, a guild liaison, a sage, a bridge engineer, an ex-sailor, an innkeeper, and a ranger. Oh, and a blacksmith. Each of those folk need a building. We can slap together a building for each each one. Traveling merchant is going to have a stall. Village buildings. Merchant stall. The village center. Why does this keep resetting where my... Whatever. A wild speaker, someone say like a forester's hut? An apothecary? How about apothecary? Shopkeep. We got a general store. A mill. A guild hall. Maybe guild hall is the wrong word. A sage, where would a sage live? In a hut? Sage's hut? I don't know. Come up with a better name for that. Bridge engineer. Where would they be? Workshop? A workshop. Where would an ex-sailor be? An ex-sailor would be... carpenter? We got a ranger. Oh, an inn. An inn an inn, a lodge, hunters, lodge, and then a blacksmith. That's all our buildings. Oh, we have one more. Because we also have a catacomb from chapter 1. So that's a lot of village, and we don't need most of it. We have it if we need it, but we don't need it, most of it. Okay, general store has whatever for sale thanks to their sponsorship. Catacombs is done. Smithy. Call that a smithy, because I already did that. Smithy can offer a side quest, so let's select that as a side quest. Hello, Minty. Hello, Timothy Davies. Good evening. How's Trix? Trix? I'm not sure what that is. Go and explore the wilds and collect red roots. That sounds like an apothecary. I was just saying for how's things. Oh, things are going well. Things are good. Things are good. Going in the wilds and collecting roots. We can just say this is an apothecary thing. Be from the... Is that how you spell that? Apothecary. Apothecary. I don't know what I'd spelled there before. It was definitely wrong. What's the plan? Where are we? We are in chapter 2. We are just making some side quests for the party to take care of. And if we can't think of something, we're just gonna send them to go fight the bandits. In fact, I'm gonna write that down, and then leave it up to me to change that if I come up with something better. Finally, the Hunter's Lodge. The ranger at the Hunters would appreciate if the party could take care of the bandit camp that is on the road to the south. Party has already taken care of this bandit camp. I don't know. Then they get kudos. How can we No. Then they get asked to go bring back a giant goat. If they do, then the ranger clears the way. Hold on. Wait a minute. We're not double booking this NPC, are we? Because the party is being asked to do something. Oh my gosh, okay. Arrange to have someone guide, but we don't say who. That's cool. So it can just be anyone. Ranger clears the way to... Making it... Wait. No, that's what this is already. We've already got animal repellent casks. So there's got to be a different reward. There's got to be a reward for this side quest. Okay. It would be cool if they brought back the goat, but then a cleric comes to reclaim his child with a punishment upon the party for the sin of abduction. Why would the cleric has a goat child? Gotta think of a reward for this this lady. I think it's a lady to give the party. Yeah. It's like having flowers, dislikes music. Hmm. Okay. Let's go over these NPCs and see what they can offer. Like, what are things that they could offer? So, Milt obviously offers healing potions. Already done that. We're good there. Village Elder. I don't think we got anything that makes sense. Wild Speaker. We're already offering potions of fire resistance. Shopkeep can sell things at a discount, but that's whatever. A Miller Baker can offer food. Guild Liaison can offer anything, honestly. This seems like the best. Actually, this seems better for the Guild Liaison to offer. Like, the Guild Liaison wants the bandits cleared out, and if they do, they can pay the party. They can offer the party a choice between payment in cash or payment in magic equipment. Anything they want to give. A sage could give advice. Bridge engineer could fix a bridge. That one's kind of silly. A sailor could give, I don't know, something that protects the party from a curse. Could offer his protective spirit. Innkeeper, nah, I don't think there's anything there. The ranger, I don't think there's anything there. And a blacksmith. We're already good. I think switching this up to be something that the Guild Liaison offers, and then Guild Liaison can either offer money or something else. Guild Liaison. If it's okay, can you do a stream where you start as usual, but later on you have a quick roleplay session? I don't think that would really work with it's just me. I can't roleplay by myself. That is something that needs players. A sailor adorned with magicka could form runic knots. I'm ready to do something. Well, but you're not in. You're not on stream. You're in the chat. I don't have anything set up. Finally, the Guild Liaison would appreciate if the party could take care of the bandit camp. If they do, they can receive either a choice between 100 GP or a thing. I'm ready to do something. Well, running a game is completely different energy from making a game, you know? Hello, Apple Pie. Apple Pea Pie? There we go. Welcome to the stream. It took me a minute. The choice between what would be nice is a magic item that helps the party out with this. Where did I put the volcano elementals? They've got damage resistances. It would be nice to offer them something that helps them with that, but not something that's just like, oh yeah, this thing kills volcano elementals, but we're not going to give it to you, even though it's your job to save this village from volcano elementals. So it would be nice to give them something like jars of acid. Oh, come on, what's going on? I clicked the wrong thing. That's what's going on. Oh, I'm supposed to click on this tab. Or a couple jars of strong acid. Now, before I actually write that down, I already wrote it down, but let me actually look up in the rules. What does it say? We should all have a game of Dungeon Keeper and stream it. Maybe we can do it next time. I would need to prep that. Keep FX as an awesome community. Just got out of TAF. Total Annihilation community had an awesome game. Finished and Sean, you were up, so joined. What am I? Equipment. Adventure gear. Acid. When you take the attack action, blah blah blah, it does dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage. We can do better than that since this is a reward. This is just 25 GP. We can call this strong acid. Two jars of strong acid. 66 damage. I can stream on my end if that helps. I have OBS. Used OBS a few times. Well, I need to set up a Discord channel for us to all stream in. Mini dungeon. All right. So let me make this a little more. Okay. I like 10 different Discords. So we've got 3 side quests here for now. We need to make them actually work. Something that the DM can run. The smithy is run by name. If the party approaches, the smithy immediately instructs that the party help out by making some animal repellent casts with them. Okay, so we need to actually cook up this skill challenge here. So what we can do here, there are various skills. Oh. There are various skills. I just can't think right now. I'm stuck. The smithy is run by what's the name of the person here? Elwyn. The party can help by making some animal repellent casts with them. The smithing can show the party if anyone knows how to craft. Okay, so skill checks can be... We can make this a two-stage process. Two-stage process. Make ingredients. Forge ingredients together. So making casks just seems like a random skill check. We could do better. We can do better. Okay. So okay, so the smithy has enough ingredients, has enough metal for 3 attempts at forging casks. Has enough raw material. Cask materials. 1 PC can attempt 3 times, or can attempt 3 times, or the party can have 3 people attempt. I don't need to write this down. So if I have 3 attempts, which can be done by 1 or more PCs. The smithy can give help to whoever is trying. Then if 3 PCs all try to craft raw materials, the effort is faster. That doesn't mean anything. There's no mechanics behind that whatsoever. One idea for streamers is if you give advice on existing T&D material out there. Like go through the player's handbook and review it. I mean, I can do that. I don't know how helpful it'll be. Most people that I find when they're asking questions don't read any books at all. So I am a little suspicious how useful that would be. Okay.
Oops.
Once you've got raw materials, has assembled. This party's assembled raw materials. The successes here feed into the second step. No, how do I word this? So the idea is that you are trying to assemble raw material, and the more raw material you have, the easier the actual crafting will be. So gives the party more raw materials to work with during the assembly stage of So we can make it so that, like, okay, there's an initial 3 cask materials available, plus 2 more for every success. I don't know. Alright, was that cat? Yeah, that was the cat. So, we need to challenge the party. We need to give them a challenge. It doesn't have to be a hard one. I'd prefer it be something more than just rolling dice. How about something silly, like for each cask material? No. During the cask assembly, give the party a sheet of paper for each cask material that they have. They may draw 1 line on the sheet of paper, and their goal is to make as many triangles as possible. If the party, depending the number of triangles that they draw, is how successful they are. So 3 triangles, basic success. 5 triangles, better success. 7 triangles, great success. And then we can define success as during chapter 3, when they're going off here, success is there's no animal to fight in chapter 3. So how do we make that better? Maybe we don't. Maybe we just say, okay, how impressed the smithy is. They draw at least 3 triangles, then they succeed. And they can take these casks and distribute them around the village. Okay. Let me think. So you're drawing lines on a sheet of paper, and you get 5 lines. How many triangles can you get with that? You can absolutely get 3 triangles with 5 lines, and I don't want that. Okay. That's silly. That's kind of stupid. Maybe we're not doing that. I need to think of something better, but... Maybe drawing squares? No, don't... Whatever. One quest can be from the apothecary. The party to go and explore the nearby wilds and collect red roots. If they do so, they can be crafted into potions of slightly better fire resistance. Hey, I should actually write out what that means. Potions of slightly better fire resistance. And that means that there are existing potions of fire resistance. Let's go see what they do. Why did I... What I really don't like about resistance is you drink it and it gives you half damage, and that usually doesn't. That's not that good. It's not worth it. No, I had more thoughts about that when I wrote this down, but I don't have them right now. It's kind of the same problem with... What was that thing? It was these, the Gauntlets of Brute Strength, where like the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength in this edition give you a strength of 19. I don't like them as an item because what usually happens is either there's a person in the party who's all about strength and they get the gloves and they don't do anything because their strength is already greater than 19. So great, that's a dud magic item. So what you do is you give it to someone whose strength is like incredibly low. Their strength jumps up to 19, and then oh wow, okay, so now they can come in and be the strength character and steal opportunities from the actual strength character, who has a higher strength, by the way. So no, I would prefer if a magic item is going to be targeted at a specific character, that it should actually improve that character and not be something that you give to a different character who doesn't really need it, and then their job is to sort of steal the spotlight. So like Potion of Fire Resistance gives you fire resistance. If a party member already has fire resistance, this doesn't do anything. And if you have someone in the party who has fire resistance, and there's like fire that they need to deal with, this potion lets a different party member steal their thunder. I don't like it. So how would we make this better? Did I write? I hope I wrote notes for myself. Like, what makes them slightly better? Because I definitely had thoughts. Definitely had thoughts. Did I write a thing in here about fire effects? Do any of these rooms have fire effects? Oh, I remember now. I remember now what I had planned. I was going to say, you're immune to fire on your turn. So, when it's not your turn, you can still take fire damage. But, when it's your turn, you can walk through lava. Totally fine. Totally immune to lava. You can't stand in it. Because if you end your turn in lava, it's not your turn anymore. You're going to take fire damage. But, when you drink this potion, you have resistance to fire damage for the next hour. Additionally, while you have this resistance, you are additionally immune to fire damage while it is your turn. You can move through hazardous fire without taking damage, but if you stop inside of one, you will take damage. Yeah, okay. I mean, provide commentary on existing D&D articles online. I could do that. I could do that instead of this, is the thing. I don't know how I feel about commenting on other people's commentary on other people's articles, because I feel like it's a bit reacting. I like if folks have questions, I like answering them, and if folks want to see like the process for something, I'm happy to do that. But the moment I start reacting to news and commentary and all that, I don't know. I'm not entirely opposed to it, but there's definitely ups and downs when it comes to the news. Like right now, everyone's talking about how. What did I watch this week? Oh, about how D&D is no longer cool. I don't particularly want to dive into that topic, but that is out there. We have cask assembly. The party succeeds, they can take these casks. Otherwise, they'd... take these casks around the village, blah, blah, blah. Okay. One quest from the apothecary. Party go and explore nearby wilds, collect red roots. If they do so, they can craft the potions of fire resistance. One for each PC. Collecting the roots without disturbing the wildlife and actually crafting the potions are the challenge. Actually crafting the potions are the challenge? Okay, well... what can that challenge be? I can't think of, like, crafting is just like roll a die. Did you roll high? Okay, you did it. So each PC rolls a no. One PC rolls a... Did I wrote here that the smithy has enough raw materials for 3 attempts at forging cast materials, which can be done by 1 or more PCs. But I didn't actually write what the skill check was or what the DC is. Crafting is typically a intelligence? Is it dexterity? Dexterity artisans tools? Dexterity blacksmithing tools? Strength blacksmithing tools? Strength blacksmith tools check at DC 10. No, 13. No, 10. No, 13. 12. 11. I know my numbers. Let's go back down here. I don't know if this is a thing. Check the equipment. Adventuring gear. Tools. Go back to tools. Tool proficiency. Carpenters. Smith's tools. Hey, it is strength. Cool. Let's call this the shaping stage instead of the assembly stage. Okay. One PC rolls a what is there an alchemist? Alchemist supplies. And it's DC 11. They may do so up to 3 times, and each success yields 3 potions of slightly better fire resistance. With help from what's his name? Finney. Okay. And this doesn't need to be as complicated because there's an entire mini dungeon down here that the party needs to go through. So, yeah. Finally, the guild liaison would appreciate if the party could take care of the bandit camp. They get a choice between a lot of money or 2 jars of strong acid. Okay, so this mini dungeon, we need to cook that up. Mostly a thorny area, but there are safe paths to traverse left and right. The left way is full of tracks, and an observant party can likely figure out there's animals living over there. Okay, so we need to make that more evident. I think I need to cook up a little box text here. Box text here. Alright, let's say the thorns do 1d6 damage to anyone who intersects them. They do this damage once per round, once per turn. Thorns hurt. The tracks can be noticed with a passive perception score of 12 or greater. And if party encounters a predator, they can fight it off, but they must watch the movement, they'll get shredded. Okay. Do we need to add anything else here? It's a thorny area, but there are safe paths to traverse. Okay. The thorns do 1d6 piercing damage to anyone who intersects them unless they are moving. They are moving at half speed or slower. They do just damage 1 per turn. Meant to give Art a like to help his channel. Oh yeah, feel free to give the stream a like if you like it. Room 2. It's totally a nest of animal. Time to decide what animal lives in this pile of thorns. Hmm. Don't mind me. I'm just going to go look at all the animals in the book. Animals from A to Z. What's a passive animal? What's an animal that can be living in a thicket? Badgers? Bats? Boars? Camels? Cats? Crabs? Deer? Could be deer. Hopefully we can find something smaller. I think something smaller would be better. Elk, no. Flying snake. Frog. Nothing giant. No giants. Giant spiders. Nope. Goat. Hawk. Hyena. Jackal. Lion. Lizard. Ooh. Okay. Pony. Just a bunch of ponies. A bunch of rats. That actually kind of works. A bunch of rats. Just an incredible quantity of rats. Totally a nest of rats living here, easily spooked by intruders. If the party's not cautious, super careful, they'll spook them, causing them to run off and attracting predators to nearby. Let's put a stealth check on that. Anyone who does not succeed, who is not attempt stealth and or animal handling or animal and does not succeed. What is the wisdom of a rat? I love asking that question. 10. Okay, let's say the DC is 10 plus 2, 12. A DC of 12. Will spook the animals, causing them to run off. Let's say 8d8. Any that escape will attract predators. Great. So, gotta take care of the rats. Or don't bother them. Room 3, right path. That's this path here. The thorns get incredibly tight. Thorns here get, or beyond here, become incredibly tight, doing damage to anyone passing through them, even if they move carefully. And this isn't limited to just room 1. This is every room. So put that there. Okay. The roots are here. Get them. Collecting the roots can be I don't know, a medicine herbalism kit. Medicine herbalism. What are tools? Good thing we have that. I should just leave this tab open. What are tools? Tools are, these are weapons. Can we, I did click tools. Brewer's supplies. Okay, it's just alchemist supplies. Is there a tool for harvesting herbs? No, so we're going to say survival or medicine then. They can be collected with a successful survival or medicine check against DC 12. 13. On a failure, takes substantially longer to find a harvestable root. An hour. A predator will be waiting for the party in room 1. Have been drawn to room 1 in this time. And is hunting them. Waiting for them. Alright. The other quest can be, yeah, no. We're going to go ahead and not do that. Cool. Cool. Going soba now Monday. Soba noodles? I wrote Predator. Predator encounters a giant goat. I.e. a giant goat. Okay. Party can cut their way through, burn their way through. Any amount of slashing damage or fire damage can remove the roots. Not of roots. And the party can clear away with 10 minutes of work. Coca noodles, bro, all the way. I don't know what Coca noodles are. I'm alcoholic art. It's not nice, you know, but I'm winning. Not gonna leave it kill me, you know. I don't know what. Oh, sober. I see. So okay, that one took me a while. Sorry, I flew right over my head. Well. Yeah, so Giant goat. Giant goat. What is a giant goat will be? Hunting them, waiting for them. Okay, so we have a giant goat, and giant goats are not actually that threatening, all things considered. Not at level 2. But, you know, it's there. It's a punishment. Deal with it. CR 1/2. It's got a ram attack. I'm also going to write that the giant goat is not affected by the thorns in room 1. The predator is not affected by the thorns in this room, but will be shredded if it tries to go deeper. Tries to take refuge in the grove and avoid fighting. The giant goat will leave in about the predator, i.e. the giant goat, will leave in about 4 hours. Okay. Monday's gonna be brutal. Plan is just to seal the gates and suffer it out. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. It's got to be done. Okay. One more time looking through chapter 2. Because I think we've got the mechanics down. Not good mechanics, but we have mechanics. Give the party information to figure out what they want to do next. Got to establish the village. We got to do box text. We're not doing that right now. We got a bunch of buildings. There's a general store that sells stuff. Do we need to have anything else contribute? The guild hall, the sage's hut. Okay, wait a minute. The sage's hut has the recipe for these potions. Let's move that there. One quest can be done from the sage's hut. The sage has a recipe for potions of slightly better fire resistance. Hey, I know. Let's come up with a better name for that than slightly better fire resistance. One of my all-time favorite books on Amazon, Alcohol Explained, Smithy and Apoc. What's a word that... What's an adjective for a fire resistance potion? Like a refreshing? Extended release? Better than slightly better. Adjective for better. At the apothecary. Durandal. It's ancient Celtic. Stronger, convalescent, recovering. Crisp. Tranquil. Balanced. What I learned is that we remember the positive of what we do, but not the negatives unless it's bad enough. It's true for all bad habits. Coherent, reasonable. Oh man, I need like a game designer thesaurus. I need words. I just need words. A better word than slightly better. Well, I guess I don't have to name that right now. We're doing mechanics. We'll worry about making this better named later. I haven't named the book yet, so there's precedent. There's precedent for leaving that behind. Quest can go to the sage hut. The sage has a recipe for potions of slightly better fire resistance for the party to go through. They inform the party about the apothecary. Who can direct them to go and explore nearby wilds and collect red roots. If they do so, then the roots can be crafted into potions, collecting the roots without disturbing the wildlife, and actually crafting the potions are a challenge. Once with the roots in hand, okay. Okay, so merchant stall, village center, apothecary, general store, mill, guild hall. Workshop. I can't think of anything to do at the workshop or a carpenter or any of the other things, so. Okay. Smith has a side quest. The party can be asked to roll 3 Smith tools checks at DC 11. Goes by twice as quickly. Each success gives the party more raw materials to work with for the shaping stage. There's an initial 4 cast materials available, plus 2 more for every success. During the cast shaping, give the party a sheet of paper. For each cast material that they have, they may draw 1 line of any length on the sheet of paper. And their goal is to make as many triangles as possible. The number of triangles that they draw is how impressed the smithy is. They draw at least 3 triangles and they succeed, otherwise they fail to make enough casks. If the party succeeds, they can take... This seems like a really weird distraction. Of equal size. If the party succeeds, they can take these casks and distribute around the village for the rest of the day. Doing so prevents hostile animals from approaching. Okay, this constitutes a favor. This constitutes a favor. Once the party has done at least 2 favors, they may level up, and Isan will approach. They may level up. Isan will also approach at this point and tell the party that the arrangements have been made to escort party. San will also approach party and tell them this after 3 days. No, after 2 days. Even if they have not party may choose to leave now or finish any additional side quests they want. And then we got chapter 3. Part where the party solves everything. The end. Party needs to get from where we want them to go. The next time they rest. Escort the party to continue any additional side quests they want. Boyos, nighty night. Good night. Thanks for stopping by, Tim. Chapter 3. Okay, so chapter 2. That's a thing. This has been slapped together. Chapter 3. The part where the party solves everything. I also realized that I have an urge I ignore yet persists is quite a negative. I realize one solution is find a healthy substitute that removes that urge. Yes. Okay. Party is traveling off-road. Then I handle the outdoor volcano elemental, then they'll encounter it on Brune Samaris. From chapter 1, then they will encounter on the path to Brune Samaris. If the party has not handled the hostile animal problem, then there are also 2 hostile. What are some hostile animals? Let's go with wolves. 2 dire wolves. And let's make sure that we have the stats for them in here. Okay, dire wolf. Yeah, we do. Giant goat right there. Good. They fight alongside the volcano elemental because they don't view it as a threat. And they do view the party as a threat. Okay. That works. The Brune Samaris dungeon. The uneven lands abruptly become barren. Draw a dungeon map. We did that. Oh, I left myself a to-do here. Okay, pick an hostile animal. We did that. Draw a better map. I'm going to leave that there because we can do better. Flesh out the complex dungeon. Let's do that right now. Contemplate mushrooms. Okay, so we need some mechanics for mushrooms. We need mushrooms. We don't need mechanics for mushrooms, but we do need mushrooms. Room 1 opens up into a wide sloped room that descends deeper. Night, Tim. Tunnel was dug with claws. Okay, it's covered with blackened moss and gray toadstools and red specked mushrooms. Come up with several mushrooms. All right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to step away for just a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to think of some mushrooms. Okay. This doesn't need to be complicated. We can just call them like flat tops. Gray mushrooms. Is it gray or gray? Flat tops. Taste ashy, but are quite nutritious. I don't think I need to like I don't know why I would need to actually write this down. Like, how useful is that information? There's mushrooms here. There's a lot of mushrooms in this room. It's crazy. It's basically food. Space is safe for the moment if the adventurers visit, but it's dangerous if they rest here because the salamanders will come and try and shoo them away. Okay. Contemplate mushrooms. There's just mushrooms. There's just food. Like, that's all I need to say. I don't need to be creative. There's plenty going on here. Okay, room 1. Contemplate the fire salamander ecology. No, we don't need to do that. Populate the storage room with stuff. Okay. Make room 3 more of an interesting fight if rolled. Same with room 2. If there was a fight to happen in this room, because the volcano elementals can be anywhere. How would we make this fight interesting? Room 3 is interesting because there's a pit in the room. I don't know why that's not interesting. Wait a minute. Is this right? Room 5 connects to room 8? I don't think that's how that's supposed to be. Yeah, it's supposed to connect to room 6. Oh, this is the old picture. I know what happened. Give me 1 minute. We can just say that these would be an interesting, like, room 3 has a pit in it. If there's a fight in there, there's a pit. And room 2, I don't know. I give up. It's really big, but weirdly shaped. Whereas room 4 is really small. If a fight happens in there, it's fine. Cool box text. Okay. I left myself a bunch of to-do notes, and now I'm saying ignore most of them. Ignore my past self. Great. The cave opens up into a wide, sloped room that descends deeper. There's a complex trap here. This room is filled with big, special compressed rock containers of hot lava that are sealed. There are pressure points on the floor that, if stepped on, will cause a chain reaction that makes the containers spill their contents. Okay. Room 1. The room will reach proper temperature after 5 rounds of lava have been poured into the room, or the party can heat up the door through whatever means they have. That's silly. I remember not being impressed with the trap laid here. So the idea is that you step into this room and then lava starts happening. And it's vital that there's some lava here to warm up the door so that it'll open, because it's closed until it reaches a certain temperature. Okay, there are several pressure points on the floor that I've stepped on. We can say that, like, ten feet into the room, is a large rectangular pressure plate. Stepping on it causes lava to begin to pour forward. Every round, the lava advances 10 feet towards the door. Creatures that step in the lava take 6d10 fire. Nope. Let's make that a little nicer. 4d6 fire damage per round. They take this damage once per round. Creatures that are 10 feet from lava take half that damage from the scalding air. Okay. From the compressed containers. The containers completely line the southwestern wall, resulting in a line of lava. I'm heading out. Good night. Good to see you, Minty. Have a good night. Every round, lava advances 10 feet towards the door. Creatures step in lava take 46 fire damage. They take this damage. The door here is warped. Is thermally warped. And will not open unless it is heated to the proper temperature. If the door takes at least 10 points of fire damage from a single source, it will be heated and release allowing it to swing inwards with ease. The volcano elementals can do this with a single touch, I believe. Let's see how much fire damage they can actually do. They can't do that much damage, but we're gonna say that they can, because they just can. A volcano elemental can heat the door with its touch to release it in 1 round. Okay. The party, if it's not heated, party can try to force open with a DC 23 strength. Athletics. Check. Or bash it open with bludgeoning damage. It has 300 hit points and AC 15. It is a thick stone door with 300 hit points and AC 15. No, that's too many. Let's go with 90. 90 hit points and AC 15. Okay. This creatures and objects. It's a thick stone door with causing it to... Okay, so here's the idea. We've got a complex trap here. There's a door up here. It's closed, it's thick. You need a really big strength check to open it, or you can bash it open, but it's stone, so doing that is not quick, but you can do it. Line of lava right here. Going to advance 10 feet every round. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it'll get there in 4 rounds if the party is... if things go as planned. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, 4. The party has a few rounds before the lava will just cook them to get through this door. Or they could just go like over here. They could just go down this tunnel instead. I could draw on a line here for... Here's where the pressure plate is. That's a good idea. Drawing that line in would help. I will do that later. But anyway, if the party doesn't go through that door, they're going to go through over here. Bunch of tunnels, small cramped tunnels. There's just a lot of mushrooms in this room. It's crazy. It's basically food. We don't need any mechanics for that. Mushrooms are mushrooms. They're just food. Room 3 opens up into a tall dome-like shape. At the center is a deep pit filled with darkness. The pit is 80 feet deep, does not reach the core of the plane, and is not hot. There's a geode of precious metals at the bottom of the pit. The geode is about 25 pounds and worth 250 GP if brought back. If sold, jeweler. Is reflective and can be seen in the dark as a glint. It is about 25 pounds and worth 250 GP if sold to a jeweler. Spelling gets harder and harder the longer I type. Fire Southman just come into this room, uses a leisure space to throw things they don't like into this pit. So there's also a lot of junk down there. Nasty junk down there. All right, room 4. We got mushrooms and we got fire salamanders. All right, I gotta stat out the fire salamanders. Here we go. Give me this template name. I renamed this because I was tired of seeing adult red dragon in my appendix. Fire salamander. Medium. Beast? Monstrosity? Elemental? Let's go with elemental. AC 13. We're going to target CR1, which CR1 is... Oh, I never put down the XP for any of these. Salamanders can speak Draconic. That's fine. That's actually fine. AC 13 hit points. Let's go with 40. How many fire salamanders are we fighting? I didn't put a number. Great. There's also a colony of bats. Great. Swarm of bats, I believe, is in here. Swarm of bats. Yeah. Cool. Statting out some fire salamanders. Fire salamanders. We need a CR1 creature to base off of. CR1. Swarm of piranhas. Okay, a non-swarm tiger. There we go. That's a good one to base off of. So 30 hit points. That's good. We can make them a little flimsy. They're all fire. For +2. We can make them pretty smart. I think making them pretty smart is cool. Saving throws. Nah. No saving throws. Senses dark vision. Absolutely. Passive perception 11. Or we could give them perception skill. Definitely no stealth. They are glowing. They are glowing salamanders. They do not get stealth. This guy can have stealth. Tigers can have stealth, but not fire salamanders. Okay. Damage immunities, fire, yeah. Languages, they can speak a language, sure. Not common, though. Let's make them unaligned. They are not legendary. They do not get legendary resistance. I like to give them a bite, a claw, and a fire breath. I think those are good. This thing can have 2 attacks. We can just make them weak attacks, like 1 bite, 1 claw, or 1 claw, 1 fire breath. Recharge 6. Fire makes 1 bite and 1 claw attack. This has +5 to hit, so we're going to make this +5 to hit. Reach 5 feet, one target, hit. 1d6 piercing damage plus 1d6 fire damage. It's got a hot bite. What can I say? Three plus 6. Okay. Fire damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. That seems mean, but the party should be level 3. So how much damage actually should a CR1 creature be doing? Maybe 2d8. No, wait, no, this is a CR5 creature. Where's the elk? Okay, 1d6. Oh man, they nerfed the elk. Very cool. Very deserving of a nerf. 3d6 fire damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful save. Okay. I think that's fair. Do they get anything else? Let me look up actual fire salamanders. Hold on. Well, the ones on Roll20 have a heated weapon. But I'm not doing that. So this is fine. This is fine. Fire Salamander. CR1. So we could have the party fight 3 of these, honestly. But it's worth noting these guys aren't, like, they don't fight to the death. So they're just there to shoo the party away. So maybe they don't fight them at all. Anyway, there are 3 fire salamanders. Now let's look at the map. Are there space for 3 fire salamanders in here? Not really. I mean, yeah, there are. What am I talking about? There's totally space. Anyway, swarm of bats. We need to grab that as well. The stats for swarm of bats can be found at here. Cool. Okay. We've got more to work on. Room 5, insert box text here. Part 2 of a complex trap. The room has poor ventilation and is uphill and requires the party to climb while breathing in toxic fumes. I couldn't come up with anything better. It's fine. This is the wrong picture. Let me get the right picture. I have it here. I just am slow. What? No. Okay, so they gotta climb up. Does room 5 and room 4 connect? They do. Ooh. Okay. So, easy solution is you can't breathe here, you have to hold your breath. But holding your breath kind of sucks as a mechanic. What we could also do is you've got to climb, and every time you roll athletic checks to climb, and every time you fail, you take exhaustion from the fumes. Or We could just do poison damage every round. You have to climb out here. You climb faster if you roll good, but no matter how fast you climb, you're going to take some poison damage. And I like that because the party can interact with that more than they can with exhaustion. Like, poison damage can be healed. Poison damage you can rest off. Poison damage. There's also protection from poison, a spell, second level spell. You can cast that to get through this. Yeah. Hold on. Let me just. Wow. Oh, I'm dumb. Select all. Don't mind me. I'm just going to copy this dungeon. Bring it up here. Get rid of this. Wow, that messed up the layout pretty hard. There we go. That is properly connected, as in disconnected. So what we can do here is part 2 of a complex trap. The room here has poor ventilation, is uphill, and requires the party to climb while breathing toxic fumes. Insert better trap here. Well, we still have an opportunity to insert a better trap here, but in order to ascend, the party needs to make each needs to make a DC 10 strength athletics check. On a failure, the PC fails to make progress. On a failure, PC. Okay. Before we need to set the challenge. The challenge is this is a 60-foot climb at an incline. The party needs to ascend. If the incline is such that anyone can slide down it without taking falling damage. In order to ascend, each party member needs to make a DC 10 strength athletics check. On a failure, the PC ascends, but inhales a bad pocket of air and gains the poisoned condition for the next minute. While poisoned, PC takes 1d6 poison damage for every athletics check they make, and on a failure, they do not move. Instead, paralyzed. Nope. Stunned, incapacitated. Instead, they are. They break out into fit and do not ascend. And do not move. And cannot move for that round. A success. The party member ascends half their speed. If they have a climb speed, they can ascend that full speed. On a failure, the party ascends, but inhales a bad pocket of air and gains the poison condition for the next minute. While poisoned in this way, they make in this room. And if they fail, check, they break out into a coughing fit and cannot move for that round. What does protection from poison do? It gives you resistance to poison damage, but doesn't it also give you advantage on something? Looking at spell descriptions. Looking at protection from poison. You touch a creature and end the poison condition on it. Okay, so if you have protection from poison, you just go. Like you don't care. You ignore this mechanic entirely. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That was an unintentional way to craft this, but you cast a second level spell, you can just live in here. It's fine. I don't care. A PC that delay, that spend PCs that don't move must make a constitution. Oh no, PCs that don't take any that PCs that dawdle at the bottom must make a constitution saving throw, DC 10, or be poisoned. Are poisoned in the same manner and take the damage automatically and automatically take 1d6 poison damage for each round they remain at the bottom. Okay. We can word this better. Dawdling at the bottom while with the poisoned creatures that start their turn. Hi, Entre PP. How's it going? Just start their turn at the bottom with the poisoned condition. Automatically take 1d6 poison damage from coughing fits. How are you? I'm doing well. Things are going well. Okay. Got a 60-foot incline. It's not steep enough to threaten falling damage, but you have to climb up. Most party members are going to have a 30-foot movement speed. That is halved. They're going to have to make 4 athletics checks. And if they fail one, they're poisoned, and that's going to slow them down. Now, if the party just dawdles at the bottom, they're not supposed to do that. But if they do, make them take Constitution saving throw, and then just start hitting them with damage until they get moving. That sounds pretty good. That sounds dangerous. Up here, we've also got a path for room 4 if the party wants to take it, but I don't think that lets them escape. We need to write that down. So first of all, room 1 has an alternate path. But we don't need to worry about that. Room 2 exit. Reach either exit from this room. Either room to room 4 or room 6. That's the rooms, right? Yeah, to room 6 and room 4. Okay. Ascending is just making a bunch of strength athletics checks. If the party has any way to climb faster, like if they cast spider climb, if they are able to fly somehow, or I don't know, levitation, or yeah, they can do that. Are there climbing? Is there climbing equipment? Is there adventuring gear, a climbing kit? I learned that if you are underwater and you cast water walking, then you can eat yourself to the surface. Is that still true? I thought they changed that. There's a climber's kit. If you have a climber's kit, okay, never mind. Climber's kit doesn't help. I feel like they changed how water walking works. I remember reading about that, but I don't remember what they changed. Yeah, I think they changed that, so that's not the case anymore. I don't agree with that change, but there it is. If the target falls into a liquid, the target passes through the surface into the liquid below. Oh, anyway. PCs that dawdle at the bottom. Okay. I got distracted. Oh, yeah, climbing gear. We can say that if the party has... We don't need to say anything. The DM can figure it out. If there's any way to assist with this, if the party wants to assist each other, if they want to use ropes to pull the stragglers up, that's for the DM to figure out. I don't mind if they do that at all. Does not bother me one bit. Room 6. Where is room 6? Room 6 is here. It's a big pile of junk. I think that is not the storage room. Tunnel opens up to a large carved space completely filled with bones, debris, and scraps. This is a storage room for the volcano element. Oh, this is the storage room. Okay. There's corpses, trinkets, and gems present in the pile. Okay. Among the corpses is a ghast that has been a cursed ghast that has been feasting on them. Because we have those stats. I want to use them. This cursed ghast, they might have cursed life. They don't have a book. So if you're going to fight them, you have to go through them the normal way. Okay. Things, the following. I just saw it in a Dimension 20 clip, so I don't know. Fair enough. I don't really know either. If a player came to me in the middle of a game and said, "Can I use water walk to eat myself out of a ocean or whatever?" I'd probably be like, "Yeah." That's like a 5th level spell. 3rd level spell. That's still pretty good. You know, it feels like it should be more useful. You should be able to use it to get yourself out of the water. The following. Oh, the following things can be found. Be found in the pile. Trinkets. Okay. Trinkets and gems. So, gems. I need a random gem. Are there random gems in the free rules? I doubt it. That seems like a more DMG kind of thing. Can I? D&D random gems. Gemstone generator. Okay. Blue quartz. 1d6 blue quartz. Each worth 10 GP. 1d6 tigers. Each worth 10 GP. Okay, and then 2 trinkets. Alright, what's a trinket? I want to make a Dead Pirates Treasure Hunt one shot. What books would you recommend that I get? For making a one shot? In terms of making adventures, what I tend to recommend is if you have the basic books like the Player's Handbook, the Dungeon Master's Guide, and the Monster Manual, those have a lot of material you can use to lift for your games. And then other things I recommend is grab other one-shots that are out there. And I don't know of any, not ones that are piratey, but I know they exist because there are a million billion one-shots out there. Grab those. Read through them. Look for cool parts of those adventures that you think are really, like, you really like those. You really attach to those. Pull them into your game. Change them up a little. If you're worried about, like, I don't want to just steal content from another game. What you can do is you can steal content from 2 other games, mash it together, and then it becomes its own new thing. Totally fine to do that. But I don't have specific recommendations about one-shots. About pirate treasure hunts either. Writing adventure is more of a read a bunch of books, play a bunch of games, go through a bunch of dungeons, build up a sort of box of ideas, and then cook from that. Yeah. And that's not limited to just like specific types of one. That's just like if you're making an adventure. Reading adventure is the best way to get inspired. Reading, go through other media, look at other characters, how are other games being run. Steal from that. Yeah. D&D trinket. Now, I know in the Player's Handbook, I don't know in the 2024 Handbook, but I know in at least one of the Player's Handbooks, there is a D100 list of trinkets. And what I would do is I would normally just roll on that list. But I'm going to use a generator off the internet because that sounds... That works. So, an ice cube. That doesn't seem to melt. Water skin filled with that constantly smoke. Small quantities. Smoke. No. I think we have something that does that already, don't we? A brass lock with a puzzle. a Rubik's Cube puzzle on it. To lock and unlock it. Okay, and then we have 2 corpses to add. No, that's silly. A compass that points in a direction, but that direction is not north. How about that points southeast? My DM does something similar. Good DM. Oh, a bag that feels 50 pounds when closed, but is empty. Okay. What is your favorite D&D monster? I mean, it depends on my mood. Got lots of favorites. I really like the gelatinous cube. It's a very D&D monster because it's an ooze. It has a very particular vibe to it. It's perfectly it's perfectly cubular for some reason. And it's an excellent excuse for why a dungeon doesn't have signs of being old and dusty and all that. Like, this dungeon is super clean. Why? The Gelatinous Cube did it. And it's a D&D monster. It's not like a generic fantasy monster. Like, there's no gelatinous cubes in Lord of the Rings or in I don't know. Why can't I think of fantasy off the top of my head? Are there gelatinous cubes in Harry Potter? I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so there's a storage room. Okay, we got a pile here. We've got 6 things that can be found in the pile. Most of these are weird magic stuff, but they're not useful magic stuff, so we're not going to call them magic items. We're just going to call them trinkets. An ice cube that doesn't seem to melt. Let's go with never melts. A brass lock with a puzzle on it to lock and unlock it. It's a Rubik's Cube. A compass that points southeast instead of north. What's it pointing at? You decide what it's pointing at. The DM decides. A bag that feels 50 pounds heavier when it's closed and it's empty. Okay. Finding things in the pile takes time. Finding things in the pile will take at 10 minutes. Finding things in the pile will take a DC 15 investigation check and 10 minutes for each attempt. What's your favorite subclass? I like the Abjurer Wizard. It's a very thematically on point subclass, and I really like the idea of being able to shield your allies from damage And also, it makes the wizard. The wizards are kind of seen as kind of flimsy and weak, and like paper thin. And the abjurer says, "No, actually, I'm pretty tough. You don't want to deal with me." It punishes people who thinks wizards are the weak point in the target in the party. Uh, I also like the what is the wild magic sorcerer. That's what I'm thinking of, because I just like wild magic. I like chaos. This fight is getting too predictable. Let's change that. Everyone is now a sheep. We're now going to continue this fight as sheep. Nobody planned for that. The guest. The guest is buried in the pile and is in hibernation. It will awaken on a failed check and attack the party. What about a slime ball that sticks to everything? I mean, isn't that what slime balls do? You're talking about in the pile? Ball of slime that is quite adhesive, but comes off easily if pulled on, if taken off by a person. If removed, if a person tries to remove it. Gotta have an even number because we don't have a D7, but we do have a D8. Although, actually, it'd be pretty cool to have one more treasure, one more gem in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and these should probably be on top. You know? You roll high, you get money. You roll low, you get an ice cube that never melts, which isn't bad, but it's not money. Is there really a market for reusable ice cubes? I don't know. I'm not sure. 1d4 black obsidian. Each worth 25 GP. Yeah, how about that? Alright, there's a ghast in the pile and it's in hibernation. It will awaken on a failed investigation check. And attack the party. Cool. The room has been structurally reinforced with a lot of wood and bone, making it quite sturdy and with a lot of cover. I don't know why I wrote that. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Why not have a gem with the reverse color? Make them think it is important. I mean, I'm just picking colors at random. I don't actually know, like, what color is important and what isn't. I'm using a gemstone generator. I genuinely don't even know if these are... So there's probably actual gems in the book that I could go reference. And there's probably gold piece amounts that line up with that. I've been playing this game for 2 decades, and I know the value of none of the gems in this game. So I don't expect anyone else to. Like, what is the value of a diamond? I don't know. It's at least 10 gold, though. I think this room is good. I think we're good. Let me make sure. Did I have anything else written here? Populate the storage room with stuff. We did it. We got a list. Was there anything else? Nope. Let's just move on. It's just a job well done. You see holes in the rocks here. Okay, room 7. Traversing them. This is a side entrance partially formed. Oh, okay. So this is the room 7, and I put that in quotes because this is just a tight. Everything's a tight squeeze. So the cavities inside the rock that can be used for safety from volcano elementals and largely unoccupied at the moment. The rocks are about. Each tunnel is about 2 feet in diameter, which is very small. About 2 feet in diameter, which is too small for most to. Which will require most PCs to crawl. And crawl through, squeeze through. There are cavities inside the rock that can be used for safety from the volcano elementals and are largely unoccupied. Okay, the rock here is unstable, so adventurers crawling through it do so at their own risk. Adventurers can ascertain if it's stable with a check. If it's not stable, the adventurers can stabilize it through ingenuity or by being extra careful. What's a roll we can do to move carefully? Dexterity? And what would happen on a failure is the rocks will start falling on them. Oh, they get caved in. That's a death sentence. On a failure, the PC must make a dexterity saving throw against DC 13. On a success, they back up and avoid being caved in. On a failure, they don't. And are pinned by stone. And pinned by by rock. They are unable to move and begin suffocating. An ally can attempt to dig them out, but they risk. By the way, I'm playing some virtual Yu-Gi-Oh! Nice. Good card game. But they risk. They risk further. They must make a DC 10 dexterity check as well. That is a good joke. Fair enough. I mean, I know a lot of people play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not my cup of tea, but I can't be like, why would everyone play it if it wasn't a good card game, you know? I don't know how else to measure the quality of a game other than by how many people want to play it. We play for the shiny cards. Game design. It's fun. The weirdest things sometimes are what make your game successful. And it's just there's no rhyme and reason to it. But it works. This game is successful because we put the right music at the right time, and that's the only reason. And are we gonna be able to make another successful game based on this game? Nope, because we don't realize that that's what made our game successful in the first place. So the sequel sucks. Oh, making other players not have fun on their turn. That's a lot. That's every competitive card game. I've played Hearthstone before, and playing against Secret Mage. I don't know why the designers think that's fun for the people on the receiving end on it, but it's definitely fun for the people on the giving end of it. To avoid suffering the same fate. And now I can pull if they don't cause a cave-in, they can pull the ally out with a DC 16 strength athletics check. Cool, I know how to spell athletics. Alright, so this is a scary, scary entrance. And I don't think we need to do anything else with that. There's just a bunch of there's a bunch of narrow squeezes. If you get unlucky, you get caved in and the game ends. GG. Okay, room 8. This room is completely flooded in rocky debris. This room has a gem that makes illusions in it. The illusions it makes hide the way forward by creating many illusory piles of... All but 2. Okay, hold on. Only 2 squares. Squares in this room contain real rocky debris. The rest are illusory. PC can use the illusory rocks to hide, or how do you make your encounters fun? That is a complicated question with many tendrils of thought attached to it, because what makes an encounter fun depends on the players, and it also depends on the direction your game is going in. But like a couple things that I like. One, I like combats. I like encounters specifically, not just combats, but encounters that push forward the plot. So combats in this intro campaign, any combat that either is a volcano elemental or directly ties to a volcano elemental, I think is interesting. I also like combats having something going on in them that makes the party have to think, something that breaks them out of the we're fighting a thing, do standard fight X. I'm the barbarian, so I'm gonna get angry, I'm gonna go hit something. I like combats to where there's something going on in the fight that makes that not the best thing to do. So I'm a barbarian, I get angry and I charge, but there's a pit in this room and you have to get past the pit. So the pit makes the fight a little more interesting. Or there's I'm a wizard and my enemy is a wizard and I know what they're capable of and I have exactly the counter to them. Most fights don't have wizards, but this one does, so makes the fight interesting. I want to give moral choices in the encounters. That's always that works in a lot of the tables that I played at. I think that's really good. There's one table that I played at where I had cooked up a moral and a choice. It's like you can either help this group of peasants, but if you do, then the bad guy will get away. And that party did not care. So that moral choice didn't matter. They didn't think about it at all. They were just like, oh, well, screw these peasants. Let's go get the bad guy. In fact, I murdered some peasants on the way to the bad guy. Like that didn't happen, but they totally would have done that if that would have sped them quicker to catching the escaping bad guy. It's really fun to think about too. Like, what if you put the players in a situation where they go into a dungeon, they get loot, and then they discover that loot was stolen from this NPC, and this NPC is gonna they're gonna have a tragic end. They're gonna die soon if you don't give this magic item back to them. But it's a really cool magic item. It's like this is a healing potion, but it's reusable. It refills every day. Like the party wants that. The party really wants that. It's not really a moral quandary. It's not really a moral choice. It's a choice between like, are we selfish or do we give this back to its rightful owner? But it's still fun to watch parties like struggle with that. Also having the encounter move around during the fighting, give the players opportunities to do cool stuff. Yeah, changing the environment is a very underutilized technique for making a fight dynamic, making a fight good. I have done a fight in the past, and I'm proud of this, where the party was set to build, like they're going to ambush someone, and they have a bunch of furniture. They're in a room, and they're expecting bad guys to come into this room, and there's a bunch of furniture in this room, and they can move the furniture around and put it wherever they want. And what I did is I had little pieces of paper. This is on a battle map, and I had pieces of paper, and the players could move the paper around on the battle map to put the furniture where they wanted. So they built like a wall out of furniture. That's not entirely true. They built like a maze out of furniture, a maze wall, and that was a solid 25 minutes of the party being like, no, this should go here. Wait, what if this goes here? Like, me getting to sit back and just vibe. I was very, very happy with how that turned out. Give the players the opportunity to build the battlefield once in a while. This room has a gem, makes illusions in it. There is a prism. I'm going to call it a prism. Illusory prism. Prism. Illusions. Embedded in the rocks above. It can be dislodged with some effort if the party can reach it. Is, I'm going to say 15 feet. The ceiling is 15 feet high. If the prism is removed from this room, the illusions in this room fade away. Prism is non-magical and worth 100 GP and can be sold. Can be crafted into a gem of illusions. That's a thing, right? I'm not making that up. Like, that's a real item. Gem of illusions? Okay, I'm still pretty sure it's a thing, even though it's not here. I could be thinking of deck of illusions. That's probably what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of a deck of illusions. Okay. By a competent, by I don't know, by someone who knows that recipe, with the proper recipe, and is the key component for crafting a deck of illusions with the proper recipe. How do you feel about killing off a player-loved NPC for plot? I don't particularly plan that kind of stuff. If it happens, it happens, but I don't set it up for that kind of stuff to happen, because if I do it, I'm not surprised. The story is not interesting to me, the DM. I'm more doing it to watch the player reactions, and the player reactions are fine, but if it happens naturally, like I didn't plan for it, I get to react with the players. We all get to react together, and I find that more compelling. Especially if it's something to where it's like, I like the NPC too. I don't want that NPC to die, but the dice killed them, or circumstances killed, or the players sacrificed them. Then I get to feel. I get to enjoy the story the same way the players get to enjoy the story. I also don't like killing off beloved NPCs, because it's actually really hard for me to make a NPC that the players care about. So I don't want to squander when I do pull it off. I feel like what makes an NPC interesting is entirely arbitrary and random, and I can like spend hours being like, this NPC has a tragic backstory, and they have 3 siblings, and all their siblings are blah 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 blah, and they had a tragic life, and they can shoot lightning from their hands and all that, and none of that is interesting. But if I make them sound squeaky when I do their voice, that makes them the most interesting NPC. And it's like, okay, well, I didn't plan that, but I'll take it. I think this is fine. Room 9. This room feels remarkably cooler. The odor of brimstone is drowned out by the burning smell of something caustic in the air, and the squelch of ooze. I think these are gray oozes. gray oozes are probably not here. Yeah, they're not. So, oh, I'm gonna have to do stats for them. Okay. All right. Here we go. I can't do a gray ooze off the top of my head. Is there a slime monster that uses a suit of armor? I don't believe so. I do not believe so. I think that's a dungeon meshy thing where like there's a animated armor, but it's actually a fungus or something. But nope. There is an ooze, the Oblex, that can create copies of people. But I don't think that's the same vibe as being a suit of armor. I'm going to call this a cold ooze, because gray ooze is actually a thing. Medium aberration, unaligned. AC 12. Now we get to find a CR2 creature to copy stats from. CR2. Ah, Berserker. There we go. Come back. I just found you. Berserker. AC 13. That's a good AC. We're going to not do that. We're going to make these guys AC like 8. Incredibly slow. And easy to hit. But we're going to give them extra hit points. 67. So we're going to give them like plus 20 hit points. 87 hit points. Oh god, I didn't do the hit dice for fire salamanders. Yeah, that's not correct. XDX plus X. Okay. XDX plus X. Speed 20 feet. Climb 20 feet. Fly. These cannot fly. Well, that makes them very kiteable. We have to keep that in mind. Let me look at... Oozes are not very strong, so we'll give them a little weak strength, but we'll make them very tough, because they're literally ooze. Intellect 1, Wisdom 1, Charisma 1. They're ooze. What are the actual stats of an ooze? I don't actually know. Why do XDX plus X? I gotta put something there. I could add a Y there. XDY plus Z. The way that I figure out hit dice is I think of a random number and then I punch into a calculator to see if that gets me 87 hit points, and then it doesn't, and I go, oh great. So like, okay, so this is gonna be a D8. I'm gonna say. No, I'm gonna say it's a D10 because I'm allowed to do that. Let me grab a calculator. Okay, so the average of a D10 is 5.5, and if I had 12 of those, that is 66. And then 12 times 4 is 48. Yeah. Which does not math to 87. So what if we make this down to 8? 8 to D10. So 8 times 5.5, 44. 8 times 4 is 32. 44 plus 32, 76. We're getting there. So what if we add a 9, 90, 10. 5 times 9 is 49 plus 36. That's 85. Yeah, we'll go with there. 36. Okay. There we go. We figured out the hit dice for this cold ooze. Saving throws? I don't think so. No, we'll give it a con saving throw. It's fine. Perception. Oh, this would have perception, so I think this needs to be an 8. -1. Perception +1. Stealth +0. Damage immunities, fire and cold. Senses, blind sight, 60 feet. Passive perception, 11. And this is a CR2, and I don't know the XP for that. I could look it up, but I'm not gonna. Not right now. All right, so oozes typically have 2 attacks. They've got the pseudopod, where they hit you with a bit of themselves. Sorry, they usually have... No, they have 2 attacks. Hit you with a pseudopod, or try and digest you by engulfing you. I want this ooze to have a ranged attack. Okay, hold on. Sticky. This ooze, the cold ooze can stick to the ceiling. Stick to the ceiling. If it takes damage while stuck to the ceiling, it falls. Ignoring fall damage. Because it's sticky. What action has your players done that shocked you the most? Oh, I don't know. There's so many options. I guess there's multiple kinds of shock, but the one that has like affected me the most was when the party was negotiating with an NPC, and that NPC was playing hardball. The NPC was like, give me that thing, or I am going to keep your friend in jail. And the party decided, okay, I'm gonna... They grabbed that NPC and they choked her. They started choking her. And this was supposed to be a party of good players. They were supposed to be... at the beginning of that campaign, that group had said, we play evil characters a lot. Maybe this time we shouldn't play evil characters. We're going to intentionally try not be evil. And that was the result. That wouldn't be a very shocking thing for a party of like super selfish jerks to do, but it was shocking for me because the players explicitly said they were trying not to do that. And that NPC that they choked was a lich, so they had fun with that, but it was still shocking. It was a lich in disguise. It was a lich disguised as a normal human. So there's a little bit of karma to their action, but it still shocked me that was happening. Cold ooze can stick to the ceiling. If it takes damage while stuck to the ceiling, it falls, ignoring fall damage. Let's also make this thing transparent. The cold ooze is difficult to spot while it is motionless. it has a +5 to stealth checks. While hiding. While it does not move. Okay. And then it doesn't get a multi-attack, but it does. Okay, it's got pseudopod. Gotta have a pseudopod. +6 to hit, reach 5 feet. One target hit, 46 acid damage. +4 acid damage. No, 3d6 +4 acid damage. Uh, 3d6 is 3.5, 7, 10, 14. It's a lot of damage. That's why we're not giving a multi-attack. And just to compare, a Berserker does 1d12 +3. That can't be right. That doesn't seem very high for a CR2. Hold on. Black Dragon Wormling. Okay, that's gonna be an exceptional creature. So maybe this isn't a good example, but this does. Okay, 2 multi-attacks. Or not 2 multi-attacks, but 2 attacks with its multi-attack. So 2d6 +4 plus 2d4. Oh, Andrew BP, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. This is way more damage. Okay, so 2d6 plus 2d4. That seems right for a CR2. Let's keep looking. 2d4 plus 2 plus 1d6. Yeah, that's way better than 1d12 plus 3. What is going on there? $3d6. Let's just say 3d6. No, 3d6 plus 4. Also heard my jaw popped and it's been hurting all day. Oof. Jaw pain sucks. It's the worst. I hate when that happens. It's like there's nothing that can fix it. Like, and it makes you realize how much you actually move your jaw day to day. I've got cans of soup in the pantry explicitly for days when I can't move my jaw, which, you know, hard to rest my jaw. Yeah, absolutely. Engulf? No, we can skip the engulf. This is a medium ooze. Big oozes engulf, but oozes that are smaller don't. But what we can do is we can say acid splash. Ranged weapon attack. Reach 30 feet. One target. 3d6 plus 4. Acid damage. Can only be used on the ceiling. Against targets on the floor. Right, so you knock it down and it loses this cool acid splash, and now it has to hit you with its pseudopods. And it's not that fast, so yeah. Cold ooze. We have stats. Let's roll with them. Something shiny in the rock above you. Before you can investigate it, your attention is drawn to the several viscous puddles of ooze within this room, which are already quivering in your direction. Okay, cool. So we didn't actually need to make the oozes transparent and difficult to spot, because we said that they get spotted immediately in the box text. Whoops. Cold room. Something's generating illusory things in this room. Let's call it a gem. All right, a prism of illusions. It turns heat into illusions. We don't need to write that. It is generating illusory oozes, which populate the room. Additionally, let's say 4 illusory oozes and 2 real oozes are in this room. Drawn to any sources of heat. You know, it would make more sense that these things do cold damage rather than acid damage. Let's do that. Let's make that change. They're called cold oozes too. I already set myself up for this. I called them cold ooze. They made them do acid damage. Someone should have stopped me. Why didn't anyone stop me from that? Okay. Let's put them on the ceiling. Your attention is drawn to the several viscous puddles of ooze within this room on the ceiling. On the ceiling in this room. It doesn't make sense for them to splash acid at range. Also, this is a ranged weapon attack. It should be range 30 feet. But that doesn't entirely make sense. Maybe we shorten the range? Oh, this is a big room, actually. So... still. Range 20 feet. And then we'll put the ceiling 20 feet high. The ceiling is 20 feet high. Okay. I think that's all we need to write here. Like, everything else is in the stat block for the ooze. But there are things to figure out, the DM to figure out. Like, if the ceiling is 20 feet high, and the oozes want to attack someone, like, how far diagonally do they have to be? That I hate giving that problem to DMs. So what I can do is I can change the stats. So instead of this being a range 20 feet, let's just get rid of the range entirely. Range weapon attack plus 6 to hit one target. Can only be used on the ceiling against targets directly below the ooze. The cold ooze. What's your favorite boss monster that you have used? That's a good question. I like boss monsters to be the wildest, craziest things that I design because when the players are fighting stuff, I find that there's not a lot of tolerance for, like, this random kobold can breathe fire. Like, that's weird. You're being weird, DM. But if I have a boss that breathes fire, everyone's like, of course the boss can breathe fire. It's the boss. Like, yeah, that's like this dragon can breathe fire. Of course the boss can breathe fire. I had a giant skeleton one time that I don't want to say what's the word. They assembled more skeletons from their bones and they threw them at enemies. So they would make attacks, throw a skeleton at someone, and then not only would the party take damage, then they'd be fighting a skeleton that would immediately start attacking them. I thought that was wild because it really confused the heck out of the party because they were like, how do we deal with, like, how do we stop this thing from throwing skeletons at the wizards in the back? I don't remember how that fight went. That was a long time ago. That was back when 5e first came out. Back when 5e was new. Huh. Let me think. In editions past, I've also enjoyed having bosses that were heavy spell users. So, like, they would cast Wall of Fire, and now the terrain is messed up, and then they'd cast Fly, and they'd fly over it, and then they'd drop Cone of Cold. And you could do all sorts of weird, crazy stuff and get away with it, because of course spellcasters can do anything. I did have the players fight a Flame Skull boss one time, where the Flame Skull was the party had TPK'd during this campaign, so this was a new group, and the Flame Skull was the soul of one of the previous party, and they had extra powers based on, because that PC was cursed, and their backstory was they were trying to fix the curse, and they had extra like fire abilities, cursed fire abilities that stemmed from their previous PC's curse, and I thought that was really cool. And the players were like, "Oh God, why did you make a character like that? Never again. Never make a cursed PC again," which is not the reaction that I want. I don't want players to feel like I'm punishing them, but still. Why am I looking at this? I'm done with this. We've got oozes. Okay, cool. Oozes. You're blasted with a wave of heat. You enter this room, which opens up into a large dome-like shape. Okay, this is the hot room. The room has a deep hole in it. Every round, every round, a creature is in this room. It takes 1d6 fire damage from the heat. If the volcano elementals fight here, they will have an advantage. What advantage? Additionally, any fire damage dealt by volcano elementals in this room is increased by an additional 1d6. Okay. I think that's all I had planned for this room. It's just, you're going to take a lot of fire damage in this room. That's what it is. You take fire damage, you hate it. Don't fight in this room. Also, the pit in this room has lava at the bottom. That falls down the pit is going to have a bad time. The pit is 80 feet deep, and there is lava down there that will deal 46 fire damage to a creature that makes contact with it. Right. Feel an uncharacteristic chill in room 11. I think that's the mold room. Oh no, it's the ash pile room. But the ceiling is covered in deadly mold. The walls and ceiling appear to be covered in brownish mold. There are 3 equidistant paths. Okay. Oh, there are corpses in here. Oh, geez. There's a whole ecosystem in this room. Oh man, I'm gonna be honest. I thought I would be done with this by now. Thought I'm running out of time. I only have so much time each day to work on this, so I might have to stop here. Unfortunately, I will have to spend a little more time finishing the mechanics of this chapter. We've got room 11 to do, room 12, and that's it. That's an unfortunate place to stop, but oh well. What I'm going to do next time, Tuesday, is finish this up. We've got 2 more rooms, and then we got to start polishing the crap out of this. And then we need to get it prepared to be put in a more presentable format. So PDF. It might not be. So we'll get it cleaned up. I'll make the link available to anyone who wants it, and then I'll also PDFify it. And then it's an adventure, and we can play it. Anyone can play it. You can take this adventure, you can play it, you can change it up, you can copy it, you can paste it, you can do whatever you want to it. Use it to run an intro game. I would like to play test it at least once before I really say, hey, I did a thing, be proud of me. I'm not proud of this. I'm not proud of anything that I make until it's play tested. And I highly recommend, if you make something, play test it. Play testing is really good. But I'll still make it available. Feel free to use it, copy, whatever. We need to polish up though. Polish up all this. I don't know. We're still missing a little bit of box text, so that will fall under the road of polish. Polish also includes naming things, finding better words, better ways to describe concepts for the DM to pick up on. We might need to add in some boilerplate as well. You know, put this into a table. Polish. That stuff. All right. That is where I'll leave it here, though. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Always good chatting with y'all. Everything is hopefully going well for you, and y'all having fun games. See you all next time. Bye, everybody.